What's up, YouTube? I'm Z, and this channel shows you the world through my lens. I'm excited, guys, because Eminem didn't reply, right? So we had the track from Eminem, we had the Benzino diss back, which I thought was okay. Again, my criticisms, just to sum up, if you guys haven't seen that video where I reacted to Benzino's diss, my criticism was that a lot of what he was saying had been said by other people that were battling Eminem. So it just kind of, you either have to do it very differently. Like if those are the only lines that you can say against a person, that's fine. Maybe there isn't new dirt or other issues. However, you have to say it in a different way. You have to do it in a clever, package, whatever. Or like I said, you bring up something new that we haven't heard before. So that was my issue with the Benzino diss. However, I do want to point out, as I'm about to get into this one, this is called Rap Elvis. Now, again, we've heard this angle that Eminem, gets compared to Elvis, that he stole the culture. So he's really, he's doing black music as a white guy. He's really going on this angle, considering that the previous track was called Vulturious, trying to say that he's a culture vulture. But I noticed this from one of the best hip hop bar reactors out. Knox Hill literally does not miss a bar ever. In my opinion, when it comes to reactions, I think Shaq's the overall GOAT because he's got a good balance of catching bars and being entertaining. Knox Hill has long videos. You see, this is 22 minutes. But he does not miss a bar. So Knox Hill is the bar GOAT when it comes to reactions, 100%. And when I see this and it says the best Eminem diss, I'm very curious. To hear what we have here. So let's get into it, guys. Rap Elvis. This is the second diss. Benzino did not wait for Eminem to respond. He's coming at him twice. So here we go. See what we got.
Rock and roll was a black thing until Elvis came and made it different. You can't self-sustain, you too selfish. Wait and listen. You keep saying my name, you put yourself in this position. This what happens when the Celtics play the Pistons. I was minding my business. You wasn't making any type of noise.
Okay, sir. Slower pace, which is good because it gives us a chance to hear what's being said. Okay, so we started off right away. Again, the Elvis thing, I'm not going to give it too much attention because we've heard this angle many times. We've heard that because he's white, he's stealing the culture. I strongly disagree with this angle because I think it's a very unfair double standard. If black artists, black actors are allowed to, progress and be the best in an industry that once upon a time was not, diverse. We should be open to that idea in music as well. So I don't agree with that. This was a dope line, though. This is what happens when the Celtics play the Pistons. So Benzino's from Boston. Obviously, Marshall Mathers, Detroit. Okay, that was a good line.
You keep saying my name, you put yourself in this position. This what happens when the Celtics play the Pistons. I was minding my business. You wasn't making any type of noise these days, so a choice was made. Clout chase Benzino and Corner Ray. You still in your annoying phase. Wow. Hey.
Okay, I gotta give props here for the rhyme scheme. 3-syllable rhyme scheme that he's maintaining here. And he's kind of got a point. I mean, Eminem wasn't really doing much. Listen, I'm a huge Eminem fan, so I've been waiting on music. And when he came out with this, like a Benzino diss, I had questions. I'm curious, why now? Why is this randomly happening, right? And so Benzino's angle right now is you're doing this to clout chase. My daughter is popping, she's mainstream, people like her. And you're using that to get attention. Okay, all right.
I was minding my business. You wasn't making any type of noise these days, so a choice was made. Clout chase Benzino and Corner Ray. You still in your annoying phase. Wow. Hey, what do you call it when the man that stand is a stand? Help me coin the phrase. I am the culture. You don't even be around. You don't even come outside. You don't even to see a town. I swear Bezel said that M don't be showing the city love. Why you ain't got no words for him, huh? He in your city, bro. I wonder why. We wanna see. Just say something, please. Could it be possibly that you ain't really from them streets? I was.
Ooh, okay. So this is a good approach. Listen, this is a far better diss track than the previous one. 100%. Like, this is how you make a diss track. So props already. We have a lot more of the song to listen to, but already, Benzino, this is how you do it, man. Props. Listen to the angle that he's taken here. I mean, again, he's very focused on it being a culture thing, and Eminem's not really about that life. He says, you don't even come inside, you don't see your city. Now he's saying that you're spending your energy addressing me, rehashing our beef and our situation, and there's people in your own city that are criticizing you and you don't address it. Is it because you're not really from where you're from? You're not really about what you say you're about? That's tough.
Born and raised in my city. Could it be possibly that you ain't really from them streets? I was born and raised in my city. You should have come for me. I don't know where you from. Let's say Missouri loves company. I'm probably more.
That was clever. Misery loves company. I don't know where you're from. Let's say Missouri loves company. So now he's putting in some accusations here that maybe Eminem isn't really from or about what he says that he's from or about.
Could it be possibly that you ain't really from them streets? I was born and raised in my city. You should have come for me. I don't know where you from. Let's say Missouri loves company. I'm probably more Detroit than you, cause these real niggas know me. I was with YBI in 86. Yeah, that's my OGs. Four Corners, Columbia Point. My young boys had the Moseys on Dexter with the bomb boys close to me. Okay, you found 50 and you put on 5 Detroit niggas. Rest in peace to the best ones. The rest of them sound iffy. So let's go.
The delivery on that was not my favorite. However, the line was ill. Also, I do want to point out, though, this is almost like him clearing up the proof mention in the previous diss track. Now, in the previous diss track, he didn't say anything negative about proof. He said something negative about how Eminem responded to the proof situation. And basically, I think what he was trying to say is if you were really like from the streets, you would have responded in kind, because people who are from the streets, that's how they respond. You didn't, right? So that was his angle there. And I think this is him trying to clear up, like, that line wasn't about proof. It was about Eminem's reaction to what happened to proof. And here he says, you found 50, props for that. You put on 5 guys from Detroit. Rest in peace to the best ones. Now he's referencing proof. The rest of them sound iffy. And to be fair, the rest of those guys didn't really gain the traction, in terms of rap. And Proof was a very talented rapper. So this is a legit line. Go
down your stable. Okay. Gun left your label.
Uh-oh.
Benny left your label. Khan left your label.
Okay.
Royce left your label.
Damn.
Joe Button left your label. Ortiz left your label. No crooked eye couldn't save you. Yellow Wolf been out there flopping. And where the hell Cash is at though? Heard from Obi Trice only twice, and not a word from Stat Quo. With all them forced lines that you pitched them, Shady records sound like less of a name and more like a description.
Bro, that's a bar. That entire sequence and setup. This is how you make a diss track. Yo, M cannot listen to this and not reply. Bro, honestly, I'm an Eminem fan. I do not like Benzino. I really don't. Especially the way he handled Eminem's career and the position and the influence that he had and what he did with Eminem's albums coming out. I do not like him. But he's going in right now. Like, M, I don't know what motivated you to rehash this with that track, but you got a fight on your hands, bro. This is a diss track. He just went down the list, listed all the artists signed with Shady Aftermath, Shady Records, and mentioned how they're not with them anymore. They didn't, continue their contracts. And then he says, Shady Records sounds like less of a name and more like a description. like your record label is shady. Bro, that's a bar. Okay, Benzino.
That you pitched them. Shady records sound like less of a name and more like a description. Chain here, a feature there, a side of that. What did he do? And why this cat don't get the type criticism that did he do? Y'all see what all this corny rap shit do to you? Since you so hip hop, then you should have went to Nipsey funeral. If you support 50, then why you ain't go to Smoke funeral? And now you spitting gun bars, boy. I really throw two in you.
See, this is tough, man. This is tough. Okay, so he's addressing again that there's a double standard in treatment. Okay, that Diddy got this criticism about his behavior and how he managed his label and the artists under his label. Why is Eminem not getting that criticism with like these artists not, I guess the things that these artists wanted to have happen not happening? So M should get that criticism as well as head of Shady Records. I would argue, though, my only counterpoint to that is that Bad Boy Records, I think, as a whole, in terms of like a machine of like artists, was bigger. Shady Records was kind of like Eminem and 50 Cent. And the rest, like, they had moments, but it wasn't like they had like... That's the only difference I would make. But I think that's a valid criticism. If you're going to talk shit about Diddy and like the failure of the artists under him or helping the artists succeed under him, you do have to say the same thing for M. It has to be fair. This next part, he's saying, if you're so hip hop, why didn't you go to Nipsey's funeral? If you support 50, why didn't you go to Smoke's funeral? This is the part I have a tough time with. I think that's a valid angle, but maybe not so much anymore. There was a time where like Eminem's stardom was so big that he kind of had to like be very selective about where he went in public. That's kind of why he was a recluse. I don't know if it's the case anymore. Like for me, I'm a fan of him until I die. That's just how it's gonna be. But I don't know if the stardom is the same as it was, 15 years ago, let's say. So that's a good approach though. He's going in.
Talk about I catch it straight. You pull it and spitting gun bars, boy. I really bought 50. Then why you ain't go to Smoke funeral? And now you spitting gun bars, boy. I really throw two in you. Talk about I catch it straight. You pull it and squeeze. I've been shot multiple times. What's a bullet to me? Looking at me. Trust my process.
Okay, that was a hard line. I do want to say I was a little bit surprised hearing the gun bars from Eminem. I just feel like, knowing the place that he's at in his career, it felt a little bit off. He's 50 something. He's very removed from the streets. He's kind of in like his rap bag at this point. So it felt strange for me to hear the gun bar in Eminem's Doomsday Part 2. So this is a great response to address that specific part. And a hard line. I've been shot multiple times. What's a bullet to me? Damn.
Says I am here to cook in these streets. What's a bullet to me? Looking at me. Trust my process. I am here to cook in these streets. You missing season like you rookie and bees. You call our women black bitches, then play the victim when there's distrust. You keep using the art form that we created to diss us. They try to rewrite history, make you Elvis of hip hop. But in the store, Slim should be on the shelves next to Slipknot.
Okay. So again, we're going with the white person making hip hop music, done angle. So I'm kind of like, it doesn't hit hard for me because we've heard this so many people. The part I do want to mention is he is doing the Nick Cannon approach where he's bringing up the black girls are done. Like it's the song that he made when he was young. He had a bad breakup with a black girl. This is an old issue that's being rehashed. So this line where he says, you keep using the art form that we created to diss us. Now, that song has to be put in a different category. Once he's in the hip hop world and he's a known artist and then he has rap beefs, you can't criticize him for dissing you using hip hop because that's a big part of hip hop culture, whether people like it or not. Like the battles and being competitive with each other is hip hop. So that I think is not a valid criticism. The other thing, I mean, we're rehashing a really old thing here. Some people will see, validity in that. Some people won't. for me, it's been addressed. Like, let's move on already. That's the only thing I'll say about that.
You say you come from battle rap, but why you don't support none of these battle cats? Drake be at the smack events, where your ass was at. Room full of hood niggas back to back and it's action packed. And a pop rapper smack dab in the middle. Imagine that.
Again, I like the rhyme scheme. We're going multi-syllable. He's doing a good job with that. And he's calling him out. If you're really from that, that's your background. Why are you not in it?
The back and it's action packed and a pop rapper smack dab in the middle. Imagine that. Last time you battled, shit was like 22 years ago versus Marv won. What was the outcome of that matchup? Marv won. You been afraid, you ain't no renegade fam, and you duck my clipper blades, cause you ain't with the fade fam. Me, you and voice.
Okay, that was clever. That was clever. You've been afraid, you ain't no renegade. So we know that from Eminem's Renegade. So that he's copping that, but then he comes in with continuing that rhyme scheme and saying clipper blades with the fade. So again, multi-syllable rhyme scheme, got to give props there. You duck the clipper blades because you ain't with the fade. You don't want the beef, you don't want the heat, but you don't want to fade with the clipper blades like the barber line. That was dope.
Renegade fam, and you duck my clipper blades, cause you ain't with the fade fam. Me, you and Royce can box. 2-on-1, y'all get the same hands. I'm in the trench with weight bands, so when I lift them, they land. I've been a made man, you little mangy minute made man, and I'm pissing all in your lyrical lemonade stand. My nigga Young Z dissed you, Millbone dissed you, Last Emperor dissed you, Pace One dissed you. Real lyricist, but you ain't go back at them, did you? Cause you would rather battle pop stars to get your issue. You like to pick the low-hanging fruit, let's get this clear. You diss Elton John, your mom, your ex, Britney Spears. You diss Lana Del Rey fam, Moby, Iggy, not Iguodala, the white broad. Is you shitting me? Will Smith, Nick Cannon, Insane Clown Posse. A retired Joe Button, when I tell a lie, stop me. Machine Gun Kelly, that boy damn near whipped you. Come on, dog, how Vanilla Ice gon' dish you?
He's using Eminem's lines against him. So, how Vanilla Ice gonna diss you? That's from 8 Mile, I believe, one of the battle raps. Listen, he's not lying in this part. All the names that he's listed were real battles. Like, not battles necessarily. Not all of them went back and forth with him, but these are all people that he did diss in his songs. Now, that being said, there were legitimate battles as like back and forth and tough ones that happened as well. Let's not forget that. We have Cannabis. We have Ja Rule. We have Benzino and basically anyone who was a part of Murder Inc. So, we are leaving those names off the list, the ones that Eminem slayed. But all of these names are true. So he's killing this right now.
Damn near whipped you. Come on, dog.
That's not true,
how
though.
Vanilla Ice gon' dish you? If you thought your rap bars was hard, you really need to grow up. You's plain Eminem, you ain't got no nuts, huh? This shit about to get really dark on you. Get them dogs on you, the bark on you, dog on you, dog. Soon as you log on, you got them locked on you, like the law's on you. Soon as your thoughts dawned on you, there's a problem on your hands now, cause I got it solved on you. Don't make me fucking call Benzino dog on you. I ain't really outside and this recluse need to get out more. I run the outdoors and I can vouch for anyone that been down I can account for. And how about your mine will finally be off of my neck with my hand squeezed around yours.
The delivery made the last line a little bit weak. I think it had at least one too many syllables. So it didn't hit quite as well. And the rhyme scheme where he said, how about your mind? It was very forced. So the delivery on the last, I would say 4 to 6 bars was not good. But again, Benzino's not like I make music constantly. So the fact that he's put this out is very impressive. Just the last 4 to 6 lines, the delivery was weak. I think that doing the Eminem and Nuts line again, it's just very done. We don't want to keep hearing the same lines over and over again. The previous sequence was hard. The giraffe bar, that was a reasonable line to say, because I do think sometimes what Eminem does is he like oversimplifies lines so that people understand that like he's trying to be clever with stuff. Because the issue on the other hand is somebody like him, there are moments where he's very complex with the pen and he doesn't make the double or triple obvious, and then people miss it and they're like, oh, like, yeah, Eminem just rapped fast in that song. It wasn't like he wasn't doing anything special. So I think sometimes he dumbs it down and tries to make it super obvious, but the super obvious also can, you know, cross that line and become a little bit corny or cheesy. So I think that was a valid line from Benzino there. I think there's only a few seconds. I'm just going to let the beat play out. Yo, listen, I'm going to say the same thing again. Pull this back.
Rockin'.
I don't know why this happened right now. I don't know why that track was dropped against Benzino on this Lyrical Lemonade project. But, you know, it's happened. And in my opinion, I'm going to say 1-1, okay? I did see some people saying it's 2-0. I disagree with that. I think it's 1-1 because I think the previous Benzino diss was not good. Like the previous track, Vulturious, was not good. And it was not good because you can't just come in and parrot all the other people that have battled Eminem and just repeat what they said. At least if you do repeat some of it, again, do it in a cool way. Do it in a like refreshing, like new angle or new clever doubles or whatever. Maybe it's more acceptable, but you can't just come in and repeat what other people said. So I think that he loses on that one. This one, though, this one is Benzino. Like, this is better than the M track in terms of a diss. It just is, right? And if you don't see that, listen, I'm a huge Eminem fan. But if you can't admit that, then you do fall into that stan category where you're blinded by your fandom and you're not actually listening to what's happening here. So I have to say that. I mean, I see this title here from Screwface Gene, another, goated reactor. And he says, did Benzino drop the best Eminem diss ever? This is up there. This might be one of the best disses against Eminem ever. Like, I would have to go back and revisit some of the older beefs and see, obviously there was some good back and forth with Ja Rule back then. Rap Devil is always going to be a solid diss track. It has its shortfalls, which I think got highlighted further from M's response back to it. But this has to be up there. This is one of the best, if not the best. So Benzino, good job, man. I'm very impressed. M, I don't know, man. You dropping a track this week? Are we going to go through this thing where M kind of takes a long time before we hear from him? Or is he going to get involved? Because you started this at this point. So, you got to keep it going. We're waiting. If you're still here, I appreciate you spending your time with me. I hope you have an amazing day, and I'll see you next time.